All right, all right, all right. It's Saturday, May 10th, and in this video, I'm going to veer off from my usual shenanigans. And I don't mean shenanigans like nonsense. When I say shenanigans, I just mean the usual videos I make on my main bread and butter trade, my option income levitation trade, butterfly bombs and all that, which if you haven't checked out, be sure to do so because it's still my main squeeze. The strategies that I go to the well to every day to buy me my bean and burritos. But when it comes to trading, I'm not a monogamous man. Is that how you say it? Monogamous? Monogamous? Let's ask people chat here. Let's see. What is the word? Oh, come on. The word for a person who has just one. What was that say? You gave me it looks like this is new. They're giving me prompts like Google. Look at this. So it's saying I can choose. It's trying to figure out what I'm saying. What is the word for a person who loves to learn, who studies the stars? Why would they put that in there? Who tells jokes? Oh, that's Connor. That's my son. Who enjoys cooking. No, I want. What is the word for a person who has just one romantic relationship? Monogamist. For a second there, I thought it said a Mormonist. Monogamist, someone who practices or believes in having one romantic or sexual partner at a time. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say, monogamist. Hey, did you know that I read somewhere that foxes are monogamous? Is that right? Are foxes? That's a hard word to say, let alone spell. Let's see, monogamous. Oh, I screwed that one up. If you're asking, are foxes monogamous? The answer is yes. Most fox species are generally monogamous. Look at that. The red foxes tend in pairs where the male and female raise their young together. The male often helped by hunting. Well, okay. However, like many of us, it's not 100% strict. Oh, okay. Sounds like every other animal on the planet, except me, of course. You know what else I read the other day? That crows are supposedly super smart. Crows are supposedly as smart as a 7-year-old. Their intelligence is the same. Let's see if that's true. Are crows as smart as 7-year-old humans? I can't even type today. Humans? Yes, crows are shockingly smart, and in some ways they can rival the intelligence of a 7-year-old human. Here's how. Intelligence similarities between crows. Crows not only use tools, they make them. Isn't that amazing? Whoever knew? I always see them outside. They're annoying. But these guys are like brilliant. They shape sticks into hooks to get food. That's something that even primates don't do. So they're smarter than like monkeys. Problem solving. Studies show crows can solve multiple puzzles, even using displacement to raise their water level and get a heat. What? Even using water displacement to raise the water level to get a treat. God, I can't see. I'm going blind. A task that 5 to 7-year-olds sometimes struggle with. Planning ahead. Crows have shown the ability to plan for future events, like storing tools or saving food. They remember faces, both human and crow, and can hold grudges or kindness. Social intelligence. They can work in teams. Okay, so yes, but they don't have language or abstract thinking. Okay, well, I also heard in that same thing, it was a YouTube video, I'm going to try to find it. It said that they are illegal to own in the U.S. Hopefully ChatGPT can understand my misspelling there. Boy, I'm not on it today. I was taking a long time searching this one. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Yes, owning a crow as a pet is illegal throughout the United States. This is due to the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, a federal law that protects. Why it's illegal? It's unlawful to take, which includes capturing, possession, any protected migratory bird without valid permit. That's not what the video I saw said that it was because they're so smart. That people, nefarious folks. What does nefarious mean? I hope that's the right word. Nefarious. Nefarious means wicked. So yeah, that's it. So that's what I meant. So like the video I saw said that because nefarious folks will get them and they'll train them and use them as criminal partners or the fall guy to commit crimes. Like, like they'll have instead of going into the bank to rob it yourself, they'll just send a crow in there. No, what they mean is like they'll teach you how to steal money, or how to like steal keys, or other things that then the criminal can do to do bad things to people. Let's try to find that video real quick. Sorry guys, this video is totally becoming I don't know what you would call it, a scatterbrain thing. But let's say crows super. I can't spell super smart. Illegal to own. I should have put crime in there. Here we go. I think this is the one I saw. Let's check these out.
Owning a crow as a pet? Completely illegal across all states in the U.S. Even if you wanted to, there's no permit that allows private ownership. And before you ask, what about zoos? Well, technically, even they aren't supposed to have them. But authorities have bigger issues to handle, so it's not exactly their top priority. Now, you might be wondering, why such a strict rule on crows? Here's the deal. These birds are incredibly intelligent, with problem-solving skills comparable to a 7-year-old child. That intelligence can be misused. There have been numerous cases where people have trained crows to steal cash just by offering food in return. Some even hang around ATMs, snatching bills right out of people's hands before flying back for their reward. And it doesn't stop there. There's a story from 2011 where inmates managed to teach a crow to smuggle contraband into prison, including a knife. They simply kept feeding it, and each time the bird brought back something sharper. Owning a crow as a pet?
Isn't that amazing?
Across
this is the same one I saw. So I'm going to pause here in a second.
There's no permit that allows private ownership. And before you ask, what about zoos?
How do I mute this
even
thing?
They aren't supposed.
So isn't that amazing? Like, did you see the crow solving that puzzle? Who knew? Like this. Look, check this out. It knows where it solves it. That's smart. Maybe we could teach crows to trade options for us. It'd be like our own bot. I just got into bot trading. Look at that drawer full of money. Holy moly. Anyway, I just got into bot trading, which is why I have this image up here. This is a thumbnail for a video I'm doing on it that you should check out. I mean, it's just kind of a side hobby. It's like a test, basically. It's a preliminary thing. I'm not like going crazy with it until it proves itself. But it looks really promising. And anyway, we could turn one of these crows into our bot trader. So anyway, I'm so sorry that I've just totally went off the rails there and went down this rabbit hole. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, monogamy. So I was going to say I'm not a monogamous man, except for my wife, of course. I'm completely devoted and monogamous there. Here's some video I just took over. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Especially because Mother's Day is tomorrow. I'm going to hell. Anyway, my wife is amazing. She's incredible. And I really do mean that. She's the light of my life. But when it comes to trading strategies, I'm not particularly just committed or devoted to just one. Just whichever one works the best and makes the most money, the most consistent, simplest to trade, most reliable. And for now, that's my main option income trades, my Lookma, no hands trades, and my profit bombs, my levitation trade, which you can learn more about by just going over to my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just head on over there and check them out. But this year I started up a trading mastermind where myself and other traders get on there. We get on Zoom at least once a month, sometimes more. And we present new stuff that's working, like what's working now, new strategies that we've learned. We sometimes will bring in someone who's developed a new strategy and have them showcase it and demonstrate it for us. This last one we had was on bots, where my friend Andy, the computer guy, Andy Dufresne, showed us all the research and stuff he's been doing with trading bots, which is really just kind of amazing and mind-blowing. And the one before that, it was old Andy, who brought up these high-yield dividend stocks, like these ETFs, where they pay out these ridiculously large dividends, like on a monthly basis. And I had vaguely heard about these before. I think it was my friend Howard originally showed me these when they first came out. And I had so much stuff going on at the time, I wasn't able to pursue it. But when Andy brought it up on the mastermind, and if you guys aren't in a mastermind, I highly recommend it. Years back, I joined this trading program, this options trading program that was super. It was a great course. It's probably the best course other than my own because I'm biased. But other than that, it was the best options income trading course, the most thorough and with strategy that really worked, just new stuff, unique. And the guy who ran it was great, super ethical. And it was a little pricey, but I don't mind paying for stuff, for knowledge, as long as it has a good return, as long as it pays more than what I paid for it. Anyway, with this course, a mastermind came with it. And the mastermind was like, I don't know, it was really cheap. It was like $30 a month. The course was over $1,000, but the side offer that came with it was the mastermind. It was like $30 a month, and I gave it a go. And that mastermind turned out to be maybe the best investment in knowledge that I've ever had. I mean, $30 a month was ridiculous on the return I got on that. And it was just from just chatting like in a Slack channel with other members and watching their monthly meetings. And there was like this one guy who just kind of off the cuff made some sort of a remark that I think most people would just kind of like let it just breeze right over their head and not even think about it. But it kind of caught my attention. It was something I don't remember what it was. Something he said in there kind of sparked my attention. So I started to ask a little bit more questions about it, and we responded back and forth in there, and it led me down this other trail that I never would have known existed. This other investment vehicle, type of investment strategy that's out there that I never would have even known existed. Never would have even known that it was there if this guy in the Slack channel of that mastermind hadn't just made some off-the-cuff comment about it. And that strategy went on to make me way more money than the actual strategy that was taught in the over $1,000 course. And that's not saying that the more expensive strategy, the $1,000 strategy, wasn't good. It was really good. It was awesome. And that strategy paid back way more than I spent in learning it. But I'm just saying, here's this little side $30 a month trading mastermind with other members that came along with that course that I debated even joining, but I did. I kicked out the $30. And like I said, just by talking and communicating with other folks that are interested in the same things you're doing, that are doing the same things you're doing, who are all moving towards the place where you want to move towards, sharing stories, ideas, things that are working. I found that other strategy, which made me, that made me over $100,000, that alone, just that little weird strategy I learned in that mastermind. So if you're not a part of a mastermind, I highly recommend it. Just get some friends together, get some folks who are all doing the same thing you're doing and kind of meet up and just chat and share what you're doing and listen. It could be, like in my case, the best investment I ever made, or one of the top investments I ever made, just joining that mastermind. So join a mastermind. And if you don't have one to join, just join ours. Just reach out to me and I'll help you get involved. Anyway, I keep veering off the path here. So back to where I was talking about our mastermind. Like a couple months back, Andy, good old Andy Dufresne, in the same way, just at the end of one of the meetings, just kind of brought up off the cuff this idea that he had been learning more about called, it's called high yield dividends, I guess. But they're not like your typical dividends. This is a new product where these firms have created these like ETFs or trading vehicles where they'll take a certain stock or an index, and they'll do option strategies on it, like covered calls or naked puts and whatnot. So that is the ETF. The ETF is like, let's just say somebody did something on Apple. What they would do is, the best that I understand, it's similar to this. They would buy Apple and they would just sell covered calls on Apple, or they would sell naked puts on Apple. And then if they got assigned, they would just wind up doing the wheel strategy, where they would then take ownership of the stock and then start to sell covered calls until they got called away, and they just keep rinsing and repeating that over and over. So just basic option income strategies was the purpose, or what was the vehicle on certain underlines was the vehicle for these. And then they pay off the shareholders, whoever owned shares in that project or that stock, that ETF. They would pay them on a monthly basis the returns from doing those option strategies. And it allows us shareholders to not do anything except just buy the shares of the stock or the ETF and then rake in those monthly dividends every month. Some even pay weekly. And before you go crazy and go jump off into the deep end with this, make sure to do your research and learn more about it, because there's nuances and there's like potential cons. There's pros and cons, and you need to know how they work, how they behave, because they are a little different than what you may expect. But like anything, I'm someone who I can't stop tinkering around with things and trying new things and trying to learn what's the latest, greatest, in addition to my main strategies. So while I'm sitting here trading my main trades, my levitation trade and my profit bomb and my look, Ma, no hands trades. I have a little sliver of my portfolio pie that I'll dive in and try these new things as I learn them. And so a couple weeks back on the mastermind, Andy brought it up. So I decided I would do some testing, and I spent that weekend, I think, just kind of like reading all about them and doing my due diligence. And the next week, I bought shares in several of them. And if you go to my school site, you'll see in the classroom area, you can see this module right here. If you just click on that, what I'm doing, this is just one of my many trading projects that I'm doing where I'll test out a new trade and just track all the results. So basically being a guinea pig for anyone who's curious about this and they don't necessarily want to put their own money into it. I'll be the guinea pig. I'll go in there with some real money. And I'll just post and show and track all my results, and you can just go in there and keep track of it and see if it's something that you might be interested in. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just another idiot on the internet. So even based on my results that you see in here, always do your own due diligence. You can, what is it? Confirm but deny. No, I forget that saying. It's confirm but verify. What is it? Something but verify. Always verify. Always do your own due diligence. Always talk to your own financial advisor. Blah, blah, blah. Always start with paper money. Test it on paper first. And then like the way that I do it, always test on paper first. And then if everything's going swimmingly well, I'll then add some small amounts of real money, start with very small amounts and just kind of scale up from there. But again, that's just what I do. Don't do what I do. Do your own due diligence and talk with an appropriate real life professional to make sure that it's right for you. But anyway, that being said, this is what I'm doing. And so after Andy introduced us to the idea, the next week I got into some, and one of them was this one, this ticker symbol, MSTY. MSTY. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say about MSTY. MSTY is the ticker symbol for the YieldMax MSTY. So YieldMax is the company. That's the company who creates a lot of these funds. There's several companies, but YieldMax is one of them. It's like this money management firm, I imagine, that has created a numerous of these option income strategy ETFs. And on this one, MSTY, they buy MicroStrategy, MSTR, the Bitcoin thing. And what does it do? MSTY uses a synthetic covered call strategy. It holds cash and buys and sells options, not the actual Mr. Stock. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the goal is to generate income from option premiums. The ETF pays monthly dividends, which can be very high, often double-digit annualized returns. It's designed for income-focused investors, not long-term capital. And here's the risk. This is good because MTR is extremely volatile. MSTY comes with high risk or carries high risk. Your principal can go up or down significantly depending on the performance of the options. Dividends may vary wildly based on option income, not suitable for conservative investors, blah, blah, blah. So that's good to know. And so higher risk or slightly higher risk, depending on other strategies you're doing. But the way that I look at this personally is that I'm always interested in new ideas. And if I think the reward can outweigh the risk, and I just keep my risk really small to start with until I really get a really good handle on what's going on and understand it fully. So I take a very small slice of my overall portfolio, sort of like my fund money or my R&D money, my research and development money, where I can try out other strategies to add to my bigger repertoire of trading strategies. And so that's what I did with this. So I took some money and I put it into this one, MSTY, because I'm a semi-fan of Popeye, what's his name? Michael Saylor. And I don't really have any other Bitcoin or cryptocurrency type of exposure in any of my investments. So I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a project where I'm going to go out, I'm going to actually buy some shares of MSTY, and I'll just keep track of everything in my trading school site here. If you want to see that, just go over to my trading school. You can sign up for free. I'll leave a link to that in the description below as well. Go over there, sign up for that. And then if you go into the classroom section, and then go down and find the module that looks like this, the twirly mustache, Benjamin Franklin with Salvador Dali's mustache, the curly mustache dude. Just click on that module, and inside that you'll see all the goodness for this trading experimental project. The basic idea, links to do more research on these type of trading vehicles, and my personal real money results. So I bought shares of MSTY, and so that was about 1 month ago. It's maybe a little bit more. It's been maybe like 5 weeks. Let's go and look at all the stats and see where we're at after being in this for about a month. But real quick, before we do that, I almost forgot. I was going to start off the video with this. I have a theme song for this project and for this ETF in particular, this MSTY ETF that I ordained an actual theme song for it. And let me find that. Now, I'm going to blur this out so you can't see it because I'm going to have a little contest here. And the contest is ridiculous. I guess it's ridiculous. But it could be fun. And it'll also give me an idea of who, if anyone out there, listens to some of the same sort of music that I do. I kind of have a wide, crazy range. But let's see. I'm going to blur this out so you can't see what I'm typing. I'm just going to play a little bit of it here. Okay, here we go. Let's play this one.
I was like, Russell, I'm so rich. He's like, you are?
That's
I was
not
like,
it.
yes.
That's not
I was
it,
like,
in case you're wondering.
rich.
Here it is. Does anyone know what this is? I mean, granted, this would be a little hard for even me to figure out right now, but wait till she starts singing.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up
In
a
the tree. Does anyone know what this is?
I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand.
And that's true, I do. Does anyone know what this is?
Walk my way.
This is how I feel about
And
Misty.
1,000 violins begin to play.
Beautiful. So does anyone know what that is? I've blurred, as you can see, I blurred it out, the name, so you can't cheat. But the first person who replies in the comment section below with the correct name of this song will get a valuable prize. So if you know it, just put the name of this song, which is my new theme song for Misty, the ETF. Just put it in the comment section below, and whoever gets it first will get something special, a valuable prize.
Hey, Park, what is that? What is that? It's a major award. A major award? It's a major award. I won it. Damn, hell, you say you won it? Yeah. Mind power, sweet, mind power.
All right, so anyway, let's get to how this thing is done for me over this first month. This is for Bruce, all you Bruces out there. This is for Bruce, my main man Bruce, the skeptic, the pessimist, the non-believer. And this is just the trade history of the actual Misty, MSTY, transactions I've done. So this, you can see, this is my real trading account in Thinkorswim. I just put in, show me everything that I've done for MSTY, Misty, over the last, I have 66 days here, but you can see the date. So this is just, let's see, is that April? Yeah, so April 7th is when I started to do this. So that's basically just a month. So you can see on April 7th, I did it in a couple of different sections here, but I bought a total of, on April 7th, I bought 250, so 350 shares of Misty at $18.79. I bought that on April 7th. Then on, there must have been a dividend. I think I got lucked out. I wasn't even planning it. I just bought it. Bought those shares. And then it just so happened that it was like a couple days before the dividend, which I'll get to in a minute. So the dividend was paid. And then after that dividend was paid, I didn't have drip turned on in Schwab. So, which is what I wanted to do. This is like the first time I've really messed with dividends at all. So I had to go find out where that was. I found the little link that said turn on dividends, which I did. But by then it hadn't already put the dividend was already paid. So it had not already, reinvested that money into new dividends. So I just did it manually. I just figured how much I had made on the dividend, and I'll go look at the actual numbers in a second with you. But for my memory, it was it was over $400 for just those 350 shares. The monthly dividend was like $1 something, and the total that I received for owning these 350 shares was like $400. Which is amazing. That's monthly. Now the dividend amount will change every month. I think based on the performance of how they did with their options trading over the previous month. But so anyway, I went back in there, manually added 23 shares. Like I just did my own manual drip. I reinvested what I had made back into more shares, and then on 5/1 I sold a naked put, which if it was exercised, it's still there. It's a June, and I was just sort of experimenting and testing it. If I were to go back now, I wouldn't have done this, or I would have chosen a different strike. I would have done that differently. But one of the guys I was following on YouTube, got me thinking about that. And so just kind of as an experiment within the experiment, I went and I sold one put, 25 naked put on MSTY that expires in June 13th, which is my birthday. And that's still in the account. But so that brought some cash into the account. And then on the 8th, and then on the 7th, so then 5/7, which was just a couple of days ago, I became aware that the dividend was going to pay again, and I waited till the day before ex-dividend, I think, the date where they announced what the F? No, I bet you thought I was going to say what the fudge, didn't you? What the following day's dividend would be, and they list it. They listed on their website what the dividend for tomorrow or the next payout will be, and it was $2.37 or something like that, over $2, which is ridiculous. So I just did some quick math, and I said, well, let's see, where is that? Oh, here it is. It's on another screen. So I just did some quick math when I saw it was going to be 237. I said, okay, well, if I own, let's see, 373 shares right now. So 373 shares times what the dividend was going to be, the one that paid out on the 8th or the 9th, which was just yesterday. How much would I make with the dividend? So I just took my shares, 373 shares, and I times it by what the dividend was going to be, which was, I think it's $2.37 per share, equals 884 Big Bean burritos in a month, just for owning those shares, right? Not doing anything, just buying the shares and then just twiddling your thumbs, doing something else. So at that point I got greedy. No, I didn't get greedy. This was all planned out and thoughtful, and I'll walk through what I did. But I said, boy, if I can get that for 373 shares, how can I get close to making 1,000 or 2,000? So I just did the math, and I figured out if I were to buy another, how many more did I buy? 100, 300, 400, 408 shares. Is that right? Oh wait, no. Disregard that. That's my little add-on that I did, which I'll get to in a second. So I figured if I bought another 200, 300, 400 shares, that would give me a total of 773. So at that point, this is the day before the X date, like the 2 days before they pay out to your account, the dividend. And the same day where they listed it, so I could see actually how much I was going to make. So when I saw that, then I still had like 6 hours left where I could go and buy shares to cash in the next day. So I had 700. At that point, I had 773 shares times what the dividend was going to be the following day, which was $2.37 per share. That would give me $1,832, $1,832. Which wasn't exactly 2,000, but it was close enough. And I said, okay, so what's going to happen now? What's my risk on this? So I just looked at it on the risk graph, on the Thinkorswim risk graph, and I posted a screenshot of that on my Discord. So here's my Discord. If you aren't a member of my Discord, shame on you. No, if you'd like to join it, just reach out to me. Let me know. We come in here and we post our trades every day. We just shoot the breeze, share what we're doing, tell dad jokes. It's a riot. So if you'd like to come in here and join us, just let me know. Just reach out to me through the link in the description below and say, let me join your Discord. But let me show you the risk graph the screenshot of the risk graph I took right after I decided to go ahead and buy those additional shares. So let's come down here to high yield ETFs. So let's see. Let me scroll up here. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so this is on 5/7, 9:24 a.m. I'm experimenting with MSTY today. I just bought another 400 shares, which we just went through. I had 373 shares previously, so now a total of 773 shares. I did this to capture the dividend on Friday, which was yesterday, and it did pay out beautifully. I'll show you that in a second. Then I bought 823 strike puts. And so what I did was, let me just zoom in on this. So here's the risk graph of all my shares. You can see down here there's 773 shares of MSTY. The dividend pays out tomorrow. So the ex-dividend is tomorrow. It pays out the following day. So I knew what the dividend was going to be. So I went in there and I bought those additional shares to bring me to a total of 773 shares right there. So here's the risk graph. You can see that the current profit On my shares at that point, the current profit was $23.23. Now, as you may know, when the dividend gets paid out on stocks, the stock will go down in price by the amount of the dividend. So I was aware of that. So I was expecting it to drop by the amount of the dividend, and that wasn't a concern for me. But what my real concern was, how can I turn this trade? How can I protect the downside on this? My whole thing with all these strategies is to how can I reduce my risk to zero, or as close as I can get to zero. So what I did here was, after I bought those additional shares, I got up to 773. I just bought a put at $23 for 80 cents. And in the risk graph, you can see, can I zoom in closer? Oh, yeah. So you can see that this trade is basically, at this point on the risk graph, is risk-free. There's a little bit of risk right here. I think I say what the risk is. Let's see. Let me go back. Okay, then I bought 23 strike puts. Here is the current risk graph right here, what we just looked at. Worst case scenario is if MSTY drops, I lose a total of $6. So right there in that little corner, the worst case scenario on this is I could lose 6 bean burritos, but I will still get the dividend. And I already got one dividend for $400, 400 plus. So then I just say, we'll continue to update this as it goes. So that's what part of this, why I'm making this video. But also, if you get in here, to our Discord, you can just follow along with this and the other ones that I'm doing as well. And I can be your guinea pig, and you can just kind of get a feel for how the whole thing works without having to risk any of your own money. You can just watch me do it. So let's zoom back in on this again real quick. Click.
If I recall correct, if I recall.
Okay, so here you can see we still have our upside intact. I mean, it's not as strong of an upside as without those puts, but that's fine. So I still have unlimited upside potential on MSTY. And worst case scenario is if it comes down there and hovers right there and just sits and this put expires right there. The worst case scenario is I'll lose $6, which is nothing. It's a flesh wound.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off. Victory is mine.
Oh, had enough, eh?
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left.
Yes, I have.
Look!
Just a flesh wound.
And if it drops even further, because I bought 8 puts and I only own 773 shares, so I have slightly tilted put-wise, slightly tilted on the put side. You can see that if it were to really crash and come down, it would come up here and we could actually make money down here. Like, I don't know, all the way to zero. I would say this is probably where the blue line is right now. Maybe like $50, $100 in that range. But it's basically a risk-free position at this point, except for that little tiny area right there where the worst case is I'll lose $6, which, as far as I'm concerned, makes the thing risk-free. I could take a $6 hit. I mean, it would be hard. It would be traumatic, but I'd get through it one way or the other. Probably have to get some therapy. So that's what I had going into the dividend 2 days ago. Now, real quick, let's just see what happens. Let's say the worst case does happen, and it comes down here and I lose $6, or let's just say it goes to, it's a scratch. I go to zero, a break even. I lose all this profit. That's the worst thing that could happen right now in this risk graph. So what does that mean? Well, I'm still profitable because tomorrow, which was yesterday, at this point, when I took this screenshot, tomorrow I knew I was going to get a dividend payment for 773 shares times 237 per share equals for $1,800. So even if this position went to zero or minus $6, let's just say zero, it's still a profitable trade to the tune of $1,832 at zero. Now, if it stayed right where it's at, well, it's going to come down because of the dividend. But let's just say that it turns right around on Monday and this next week and it moves back up, starts moving back up again. So, and it got to where it's at right now. So let's just keep it simple. So let's just say $1,832, the dividend that I got, plus where the profit is showing right now, $23.23. This trade would be $4,150 of profit. So that's amazing, right? And that's in 1 month, and not really doing much. I mean, I just bought the shares and then I just ignored it until 2 days ago, the day before the dividend, when the dividend amount was posted by Yield Max. I bought some additional shares. I bought this put just in case. So it's a good thing. And again, if you want to continue to follow along, just join my Discord. And the details on how to join that, just email me. I'll leave a link to how to get a hold of me in the description below. Just let me know you want to join the Discord, and I'll give you all the details to get into there. And you can follow this Misty on a monthly basis. Plus, you'll also be able to follow me on all the other high yield dividends I'm doing. I'm just doing a few now. Just again, this is just kind of dipping my toe in the water to get a feel for it. Just make sure, see if it's legit, if I like it, if it's profitable. So far it is. And so I own shares on Misty. I also own shares on Tesla, TSLY, which does the same thing with the stock Tesla. I think I own some Apple, something, is it AAPL? No, it must be APLY. Does the same thing on Apple and a couple others. And again, I just will be posting all the real world results in this channel, this high yield ETFs channel in my Discord. So you can check them all out and follow me in there. So that's it for this one. A video on my newest, latest, greatest trading project, my trade experimental project, where I'm getting involved with some of these. I'm taking a small amount of money, like just a little slice, fund money from my overall portfolio, and putting it into some of these new high yield option income ETFs and getting some real world data or data. Is it data or data? Tracking the results as I learn all the ins and outs, the nuances, the good and the bad and the ugly, and providing you with a way where you can track them and learn more about them on my dime. I'll be the guinea pig. I'll do it. I'll make these trades. You can just watch over my shoulder at what I'm doing, learn from my mistakes, see if I'm actually making money, and just get a general idea if it's something that you're interested in and that you think that you may want to pursue. All right, so that's it for this one. If you're already trading Misty or other ETFs like this, let me know how you're doing with them. Give me your feedback. Put them in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, put those in the comments below too, and I'll do my best to answer all of them. Again, to follow me on all this and everything else I'm doing, just reach out to me. Just email me, and I'll show you how you can get hooked up. The quickest, fastest, easiest way to get a hold of me is just to go over to my website and sign up for my free email newsletter. I'll put a link to my website in the description below. So just go over there, sign up for the free email newsletter. As soon as you do that, you'll get a welcome email sent out to you. Just reply back to that welcome email. I get pinged every time somebody signs up for that. So that's the fastest way to get a hold of me. I'll see that. I'll get back to you, and we'll go from there. All right. Hope you're having a great weekend. See you on Monday.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. And I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can't understand. I get misty just holding your